Currently, only 2% of the Pantanal cows are really native animals. Their breed is lost in the tunnel of time. They arrived to the Pantanal from Portugal 3 centuries ago. They are used in this hacienda as domestic animals. Pulling this cart, they remind us of some cattle breeds from the northeastern part of the Iberian Peninsula, a relic that sends a chill down our spine when observed on the other side of the ocean. A breed of cattle that is extinguished in our world, and in turn is alive and haughty here. Another reason for establishing a current of understanding between the Iberian farmland and the rural Brazilian world. Magic in Bahia Dom Bosco. Nilton is the foreman. He has been working on this hacienda for the past 29 years, and after having conveniently sharpened his knife on the strop, right before our eyes, he makes a calf leather riding crop which he calls a chicote, a living example of traditional culture which Nilton inherited from his elders. The food specialty that we can identify as having a denomination of origin in the Pantanal is this veal dried outdoors. It's called carne de sol, or sun meat, a form of migratory cuisine thought of for long periods of time without refrigerators. Birds will take care of the fat, but not its robust flavor. The Pantaneiros have the same passion for their cow skin as the American Indians had for their buffalo skins. Perhaps that is why they gave us this Indian image, pelts drying in the sun and picked clean by vultures, that will become lassos, bridles, or boots. The trousseau of the wandering cowboy, the one who spends his life breaking the horizon. And that is what they are doing today. They are initiating an awaited journey. They will begin to move the retinue, a migrating herd that will wander through the wild of the Pantanal for a number of days, feeding until they finally reach the boarding docks. The animal kingdom is stirred. Man is on the move. Let's get out of the way. We wouldn't want to get caught by a stray bullet. The Pantanal is a breeding region. Its pastures feed the cows that will feed the cities of Rio de Janeiro or Sao Paulo. And that commercial process obliges the cowboys to accompany the steer on horseback through the unaltered territories of the tuiuiuis, the jacarés, the capibaras, or the jaguars. The type of cattle that is bred in the Brazilian Pantanal of the 21st century arrived here by plane during the 1950s. The pioneer who risked introducing them into this paradise sensed that their adjustment to this new ecosystem was going to be very profitable for the Brazilian livestock farmers, and he was right. The Nelore is a type of zebu, originally from the Hindu region of Niloria, And in just 50 years, it has demonstrated its breeding capacity in a most profitable way, as if it had been born here. In spite of their stamina during these journeys, many steers meet the slaughterhouse before their time. This is not the Pampa, though it may look like it, and these Pantaneiros are not gauchos, although Martín Fierro seems to have reincarnated in their saddles. And like him, the mate tea also stimulates the taste buds of these cowboys. They left Bahia Don Bosco 1 week ago, and now reach a friendly port with their retinue. They board the cattle on the Paraguay River. They deliver thousands of tons of meat that was transported and bred following the purest tradition to the wholesale provisioners, who will in turn deliver them to the slaughterhouses of Campo Grande or Corumbá. In the opinion of experts, the meat quality of these Pantaneiro zebus is inferior to that of Argentinian cattle, which originally comes from the British Islands. Nonetheless, this immigrant race has proven to be ideal for breeding in this flooded and wild land, the land they bid farewell to now, on their way to the butcher shops in the larger cities of Brazil. Before that, they will have to pass through industrial slaughterhouses, such as this one in Campo Grande, where 500 cows a day are slaughtered. Here, they're not aware of the fact that European cows have become carnivorous and have gone mad. The cattle that passes through these installations have not been fed with meals of animal origin, using only the richness of the Pantanal pasture for their feeding, a pasture known as capi. The variety of these cornfields is reflected in some names: Mimosinho, white masiega, Mimosinho de talo, catin huele, abroyo rice, red grass, natural vegetables with which the Pantanal cattle has been fed, to in turn feed millions of Brazilians in a wholesome manner. And more frequently, to feed other consumers from the Latin American market, the Mercosur or the European community, devastated by fast food swindlers. A good steak should taste of rain, or at least that's what it's owed to here in the Pantanal. Each year begins and ends with a rainy season, from October to February, unloading a daily amount of water that could supply a city of 20 million inhabitants with water for a month. As you can imagine, the biorhythms change, and little or big specimens begin a new way of life, nourished by a sky that gives its all. The men know it. The dry season is over, that bright time of the year where clouds disappear and the radiant sun is king.